Located in the southwest Piedmont of North Carolina, Rutherford County continues its agricultural heritage with a diverse production of crops, livestock, and timber. Since its establishment in 1779, farming has been an integral part of the county's economic development. Its climate is well suited for a variety of crops including grains, cotton, tobacco, vegetables, fruits, and ornamentals. At the turn of the century, most of the population farmed. Cotton was the main cash crop, along with corn, wheat, and oats. Families utilized livestock for meat, milk, poultry products, and wool. Soon, mechanization would begin to change agriculture. North Carolina A&M College held Farm Institute for anyone seeking new and improved farming practices. Several organizations were developed to assist farm communities. Poultry production began to increase in the 20s. Today, poultry producers raise 250,000 to 400,000 broilers annually. By the 40s, apples and peach acreage expanded. Following World War II, dairy production increased. The Rutherford County Artificial Breeders Association was created to improve milk production. During the 50s into the 90s, vegetable production increased and Rutherford County became known for its quality produce. Cattle production in the 70s saw herd improvement and expansion. Today, over 96 cattlemen produce beef cattle across Rutherford County. The county's climate is suitable to grow a variety of forages, enhancing beef cattle production.
Our primary business at this time is cattle business. We grow grass. It's a climate that's very conducive to most any kind of forages. We'd like for them to graze it year-round, but unfortunately that's not the way it is. We got to make hay. In the wintertime, we raise rye. Then in the summertime, we have used pearl millet, but the past few years we've just used what was available, and what's available is crabgrass and Dallas grass and wiregrass. What we're doing is cow-calf operation. We're selling them like somewhere between 8 and 9 months, somewhere in that range, maybe 10 sometimes, and they're weighing 6.5 and 7.5. The average cattle producers in Rutherford County are normally smaller herds of cattle, like say from 20 to 50 head will pretty much cover most of the herds in Rutherford County.
From the farm, beef cattle are processed for the consumer. Locally, Wells Jenkins and Wells prepares meat for farms to sell and consumers to purchase on site.
We do a lot of beef for the general public, just local farmers. We cut and wrap it. They take it back to their house, put it in the freezer. We also do for the registered meat handlers. They carry that meat around to the tailgate markets. Plus we've got the retail side here. You can walk in and buy a pound of hamburger, bologna, or sausage, or 2 steaks, or a half a beef.
Other livestock being raised include sheep, dairy cattle, poultry, and both meat and dairy goat.
We raise dairy goats for the milk, and so we try to always have a goat that has milk that we're milking. We make cheese, and we take some of the milk and make soap. It takes 150 days for gestation. When they're first freshened, that means when they first had their baby, you let the baby gets all the milk until it's 6 weeks old at least, and if it's a twin, usually 8 weeks. In the first part in the spring, after you can take the milk, you can get a quart and a half from each goat, and it can go anywhere up to 2 quarts.
While interest in dairy goats continues to grow locally, the American Dairy Goat Association has assisted producers nationally for over 50 years.
The American Dairy Goat Association was organized in 1904 to preserve the pedigrees of dairy goats and to offer management and genetic-related services to dairy goat breeders. The American Dairy Goat Association was located in Ohio until it was relocated to Spindale in 1959 when the Secretary-Treasurer needed to move to a milder climate. There are 10 to 12,000 dairy goats registered in North Carolina. We do not have a number here in Rutherford County, but we do know that the number of owners are certainly growing as we're seeing more and more interest in this area. We register approximately 35,000 dairy goats a year.
Whether raising livestock or crops, farm size can also vary from large to small. One of the county's newest operations is the Way of Life Farm.
Our farm is called a Way of Life Farm. In the spring we were preparing beds, tilling the land and planting seeds, trying to build soil, cover cropping.
We're growing on a small, intensive scale, so we're mainly doing the work by hand. So we only have to turn the soil on a small area of land, but from that we can maybe grow the products or make the income that you would get off of acres of a more conventional agricultural system.
Our main product is vegetables at this point, and we grow, everything is raised chemical free.
So we do a lot of just giving the food directly to the people who are going to be eating it, which is great. And we also are selling a little bit through Foothills Connect, which has been wonderful to connect us to restaurants in Charlotte.
Our Essential High Bow Ag students are also producing fruits and vegetables indoors for year-round sale.
We're trying to teach kids to grow on the back side of the calendar. Here you see a few of our strawberry plants that we're growing to harvest starting the first week in January. Behind me you can also see arugula, spinach. We've got some lettuces and basil mixes planted. So we'll be planting all year round in the greenhouse. And still past it's been to the point where most farmers have 100 acres plus, and it's lots of expensive machinery and tractors. We're trying to show that you can do it with a more labor-intensive model and do it on smaller acres and make a more of a high yield, high input retail market.
Several field crops are also produced in the county, corn being one of the largest. On the McDaniel farm, corn is being grown to use in many products like corn flakes, corn oil, and even feeds for livestock.
Our operation, wheat, maybe some oats. And the corn can also be harvested as silage, and that is cutting it while the leaves are still green on it and the ears are still somewhat green. Be chopped up and stored in a silo, either ground silo or upright silo, to preserve the corn.
Corn is planted in mid-April to May and then harvested in September to October.
It has capability of making 150 bushels or more to the acre. This year, obviously we have corn on this field, and last year it was cotton, and our plans are now to plant this in a few weeks back into wheat.
Grains are next prepared for household, restaurant, or bakery use and turned into many different products.
Biggest place I utilize grains here at my businesses, because I've got the bakery and I've got the restaurant, is I use them in the baked goods or in, of course, my breads that we use for the sandwiches. I use them for a lot of my bakery products here. So we do muffins, sweetbreads, cakes, pies, pie shells, and everything here is made from scratch. So we're always using the raw ingredients. I also use whole grains in the restaurant. In my vegetable soup features barley, which we grow here in the county. We have retail outlets at all of the stores. We also have wholesale accounts, and we bake and deliver breads and baked goods around the state.
You have seen a small portion of Rutherford County's agricultural community. From farm to plate, many work to ensure foods remain safe, economical, and plentiful for all of us. The more we understand how our food is produced, the more we appreciate those who provide, package, process, and deliver our food to market.